About 9 months ago, I bought a BAERSkin hoodie and did a review on it. It's a tactical hoodie, so it fits right in with Rider's Range YouTube channel philosophy, tactical, right? Anyway, I wasn't really kind to BAERSkin during that review. Had a lot of issues with it. They apparently took some of my suggestions to heart, plus a lot of the comments. That's one of the most commented videos that I've done so far. And they took that to heart and have made some changes with the version 2.0. There is a chart on their website that shows the differences between the original one and version 2.0 or 2.0 to be technically correct. And we're going to go through that. They did send me 4 hoodies this time to look at. We're going to talk about them and see whether or not they lived up to their standards. Stay with me. Hey, thanks for dropping in while we talk more about BAERSkin hoodie version 2.0 or 2.0. And again, full disclaimer, they did send me 4 hoodies to talk about, the 4 different colors. We have the gray, the black. We still have, let's see, the OD green. Of course, if it's tactical, it has to be olive drab green, right? And we have their tan, which of course it's tactical, should be called flat dark earth, even though it's flat light earth, not dark earth. But anyway, so they did send those to me to review. I haven't put them through the winter test yet because this is only October, and I did have a chance to wear one yesterday, but I want to talk about some of the differences between the two. One thing I want to get out of the way is I was critical last time because I said the original one was made in China, but it was kind of hard to find that information. Well, it's still made in China, but then again, Vortex hat, made in China. CZ hat, made in China. Magnum Shooting Center hat, made in China. H&K, made in China. I take it back, I think the Vortex is made in Bangladesh. Muddy River Tactical, one of my favorite holster makers. The hat's made in China, but the holsters are made here. Let's see, the shirt that I'm wearing, 511 Tactical, American company. This shirt was made in Bangladesh. The 511 trousers that I'm wearing, made in Cambodia. The Howitzer Clothing Company t-shirt that I'm wearing, good American company. T-shirts made in Mexico. It's a world market. And the one thing I can't forget is that a substantial number of my viewers come from all over the world. So as much as I am a proud American, I'm not going to be totally American-centric on Buy America. I would like to if I can. On the other hand, the one thing I am against is something that is a Chinese-owned company. From what I can find out, BAERSkin is actually, it's a multinational company, and they have representatives on at least 3 continents. I think it's mainly an Eastern European company, and they market through Div Brands, which is a company that markets a whole bunch of different brands. So the company itself is not Chinese, therefore the profits aren't going to China. But I'm sure there are a lot of profits related to this particular product. We're going to talk more about that here in just a minute. Second thing I want to talk about is the zipper. They didn't change that in this one. I was critical about it in the first one because for an American, the zippers on male clothing should be so that you can work it with the right hand. Now, the left hand zippers started out for I guess back in history, being something that was backward for female clothing because they had their lady-in-waiting doing the zipping, so therefore a right-handed lady-in-waiting would do a zipper on the left side of the garment for the person they're dressing. They didn't change the zipper. It still is primarily on the left side of the garment. But again, that's not necessarily being critical of it because apparently that's kind of how the rest of the world works, at least outside of the United States of America. I still don't like it. I'm still not used to it, but are they likely to change zippers for 2 different markets? Probably not. So we're still stuck with the left-handed zipper. It's the only garment I have, I think, that's got a left-handed zipper, but if I'm going to continue to wear it, I'll have to get used to it. So 2 things out of the way, that they are what they are, and it doesn't necessarily degrade from the product. So let's talk about some of the problems we had with the original one. And normally, here's where I would say, I'd put up here where the a link to the original review. I'm not going to do that because the original review was scathing, and it was on the original product. This is about the new improved product, so there's no sense going back unless you want to go back and look at that old review, but make your decisions based on at least on research for what the 2.0 is like. All right, this is totally unscientific, but one of the things about the old versus the new, now totally unscientific because I'm just using an RCB, a spring-loaded trigger gauge, but the old original hoodie in size large weighed about 1¼ pounds. The new one, also in size large on this same spring gauge, weighs just over 2 pounds. So we're about 60% heavier. That's a heavier material, and they even say that in the comparison chart that it is a heavier material. Does it block the wind? That's a question that keeps coming up. Again, I tested the last one in January or late December. This one is early October, so I don't have the same opportunity. But yesterday I was out gassing up the car wearing the black one. It was a chilly, windy day here in Michigan, and I was very, very comfortable. Once I zipped that thing up, it blocked the wind. It seemed to do its job. Now, they say it's made from polar fleece. I'm guessing that doesn't come from polar bears. At least they say it doesn't. And so I'm not sure the entire actual makeup of the fabric. But again, it did the job, kept me warm, kept the wind out. So I was happy. It did seem more substantial than the original one. Sizing does seem to pretty much run true to normal size. This is marked as a size large, both European and US measurements. And wearing this over just a shirt, even with the little excess here in the middle, the size large worked quite well for me. I've got an XL here, and when I wear the XL over the vest, as I showed in the original one, by the way, this is a Redhead brand sold by Cabela's and Bass Pro, and lo and behold, it was made in Bangladesh. Anyway, when I wear that over another layer such as this, the XL for me works pretty good. So it seems to run pretty much true to size. All right, a couple other complaints I had initially. One was the sleeves. The original one came with thumb hole sleeves. I was rather critical of that. Certainly not the style that I would like to see, and didn't do a real good job of blocking the wind. The new 2.0 has Velcro adjustable sleeves, has a little bit of give to it, and I can certainly wrap that snug around the wrist or even over gloves if I need to. So I got rid of the thumb hole, and it gave me more wind protection in the sleeves. I like that. Another criticism I had was with the chest pocket. To me, it was backwards, because as 90% of the population is right-handed, if I'm trying to put a phone in the pocket, it's a lot easier to do if it zips this side versus that side. So they changed that, made that certainly more friendly for using that as a phone pocket. I also criticized the construction of the inside pockets, and actually said that the inside pocket really wasn't a pocket. Well, in this case, it is. We now have two inside pockets made out of the same material that the hoodie itself is made out of, not just a thin fabric or mesh type in the last one. Last one had a construction issue in the right-hand pocket where I could put my hand right on through it. Can't do that with this, so we've got a couple of good inside pockets that do seem to get the job done. Actually, we have an inside pocket up here also, and again, put the phone in there if we need to. I did like the zippers on the pockets, and I still like it on this one here, because I can unzip it one-handed just by pulling it down. It does take a little more to zip it up, but I like the fact that I can just pull down with one hand to unzip to get into that pocket. It was a nice touch on the initial one. Fortunately, they didn't make any change on that on the second one. It does have a drawstring in the waistband, captured drawstring, and adjustable tension. Helps, again, cinch down the waist, make it a little bit more windproof. Same thing as they had in version number 1. Still has that back pass-through pocket, if I can show it here on camera. So stick my hand in one side, pull it out the other. On some older hunting garments, that was kind of a game pocket. You could put your small game in there after you've harvested it. Not really sure I want to do that on a tactical hoodie, but you can put your lunch back there, water bottle, whatever you want. Still one pass-through pocket, zipper on both sides. In the original one, I complained about the labeling, said there was no way to know it really was a bearskin. Obviously, it mentioned this one comes in the bearskin packaging, but it does have a label on it that says it's genuine bearskin. So it also has the label inside the collar, has the cleaning label inside, or laundry instructions inside. So it's labeled better, it's built better so far. What about my major complaint in the last one? Let me zip this up and get used to the backward zipper here. It still has a good wind flap in here, but one of the complaints I had last time was there was no way to cinch down the hood. This one now has drawstrings on the hood so that I can cinch this one down, and let's make it work here, and at least block the wind, which I couldn't do before. I was out plowing snow, I believe, in January, and the hood was acting like a sail. Now I can cinch down the hood and provide that wind protection that I couldn't in the last one. So that brings us to I guess the final point of the 2.0. Now the first one, the original BAERSkin said it listed at $175. They were doing everything at 60% off, which came out to about $69.95 or something. I think that's what I paid for it. That included shipping, so yeah, okay, I complained about it being a little bit pricey. Well, it's a far better constructed model. I wouldn't hesitate to get it. The only problem that I have with this one is, now we're talking US dollars here. This one is now being billed as a $250 hoodie. No, 60% off still, including shipping, so I guess I can't complain about that. However, that comes out to what, $99.95, I think, from originally the $249.99. So now we're talking a $100 hoodie delivered. So take off 15 bucks for shipping. Is this an $85 hoodie? Well, it's built a lot better than the original BAERSkin 1. The 2.0 is certainly better. Would I go out and buy it? It has the features I like now. Again, it's not a Chinese company, even though that's where it's assembled, but hey, you know, a lot of things are, except for my Michigan Awesome hat, which by the way says it is cut, sewn, and assembled in the United States of America. Gee, didn't say made here, but oh well. Anyway, the Chinese assembly aside, again, everything else is, yeah, I'm wearing other Chinese products, so I guess I can't complain too much. The 2.0 is far superior to the 1.0. But is it a $100? It certainly isn't a $250 garment. Is it a $100 garment? Yeah, I think we're probably getting closer. So this is the upgrade from my original video. The 2.0 or 2.0, however you want to say it, is far better. It's a great improvement. It's incorporated almost all of the concerns I had from the first video. So yeah, this one is not going to be donated to the local homeless shelter. The 1.0, I said in the original video, is going to the homeless shelter. It's that time of year. That's where the 1.0 is going. I'll probably gift a couple of the other 2.0s that they sent me. And I'm going to keep a couple for myself. So there it is, BAERSkin hoodie version 2.0. Vast improvement over 1.0. Thanks for sticking with me, and thanks for dropping in.